Okay, here we are. We're filming this for Baylands promo day, and this is my son Thomas.
Hello.
And he runs a couple of classes at Baylands. What we're going to show you right now is basically some training equipment and how to help your driver get in the car. So as you can see, the car has a 5-point harness. So before getting in, you're going to want to move the belts out of the way so your driver isn't sitting on them. And you can just do them over the sides like Thomas is here. He has a lot of experience doing this. He's been racing since he was 9 years old.
Yeah.
And so when your driver gets in the car, they'll basically have closed-toe shoes and a jacket and pants. So the driver will enter the side of the car. You're going to put your right leg, your left leg in first, and then your right leg. And then you just kind of slide into the car. It's a pretty tight fit, which is for your driver's safety. And so you can see Thomas is in the car now. And in just a minute, I will show you how to buckle your driver in. Okay, so as you can see on this car and most cars, there is a top and a bottom seat belt. And so the top belt goes over the driver's right-hand shoulder, and that is there. And then the left seat belt goes over the left shoulder. And as I said, Thomas has been doing this for a few years and can buckle himself in. So now Thomas has both seat belts over his shoulders, and the seat belt will go into, the lap belt will go into the shoulder belts. And also now is when you put your wrist restraints on. The wrist restraints are so that should a driver feel the urge to put his hands outside the car, they keep them inside. This is for your driver's safety. So now that you have your wrist restraints threaded through the lap belt and the shoulder belt, you will continue with your left shoulder belt, and then you will take your lap belt, and it has a hook system, and you will slide that through. Get a nice close-up there that slides through, and you want to make sure and hear that click. And now you know your driver is in safe. And you will adjust the lap belt first, pulling that nice and tight. And now the other side, and this can be done in any order. It doesn't need to be done right or left, but you do need to do the lap belt first. And then we will secure those shoulder belts. There you go. And the second one nice and tight. And you want to do these nice and tight so you just have barely a finger can slip through. Okay? And now that those are nice and tight, we are going to go ahead with our next safety equipment, and those are gloves. Okay, and we have a lot of assorted sizes of gloves that your driver can use. All right. And then your driver will put on the wrist restraints, and they have Velcro. And they just go right around the wrist. Make sure those are nice and tight. All right, now the driver puts his hands in the air, and you can see they do not go far. They can't reach much further out of the car. Okay? Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is put on the driver's helmet. There's a side here where you flip it up. It allows the driver to get some air while we're doing this. And this loops through both of these, back down and through. And that's nice and tight. The next thing is called a neck collar. And we put this around the driver between the helmet and the neck, and it just fills in this empty space so that the helmet doesn't wobble too much. And there you have it. That is the safety equipment. We have a helmet, neck collar, gloves, wrist restraints, and our driver is nice and tight. We're ready to hit the track. Now that your driver is safely buckled into the car, the next step would be what we call pushing out. And one of our trained staff members will stand behind the car and they will push your child down what is called our on chute, and then they will be on the track. When the driver is in the car and the trainer is pushing them, there is a small on switch located down here. Once you reach a certain speed and the motor starts to chug, your driver will flip that switch. Now, on a novice training car, there's also a switch located on the top of the rack. Should there be any unforeseen problems on the track, the trainer can flip that switch and shut off the car.